Let's talk about Zelensky. Zelensky, this clown comedian that the collective West has been praising like the new Churchill. And he was the puppet since day one. He was actually selected by the collective West to wage a war against Russia, even though he came under the platform of making peace with Russia. So it was all a show. So let's see this clown show with Zelensky. They pledged $177 billion to him. So that's what he said in an interview. And basically he said that he ended up with only 77 million. So $100 billion, we don't know where they disappeared. And actually, as you might remember, all the legislative power in the US, the Senate and the House of Representatives, they were against making an audit. So this is a red flag. They didn't want to make an audit. That means that this was a project with heavy corruption. So basically, it was already fooled there by $100 billion. Now, after 3 years, he sacrificed over 500,000 Ukrainian lives, and probably more. And lives lost, but family destroyed. And actually, in terms of demographic, this is going to be dramatic for Ukraine. Now, he caused Ukraine to lose vast territories. So you see, Ukraine has lost, huge amount of territories in the Donbass, and all those territories were the rich territories, fertile farmland, and a lot of mining, mineral, precious earth. Additional to that, you have 7 million Ukrainians that fled the country. So this is Zelensky's achievement. Bravo. Ukraine's hope of joining the EU are dashed. It's over. For Russia, the EU and NATO is about the same. This, at the beginning, I would say Putin might have been still open for Ukraine to join the EU, but we see that de facto joining the EU means joining NATO. So of course, joining NATO is a big no. So even though this is in the Ukrainian constitution, Zelensky will not be able to join NATO. Now, Ukraine's energy infrastructure is completely destroyed. Probably the EU is going to have to reconstruct that, but this is the result after 3 years. So this is Zelensky's achievement. Bravo, Zelensky. Ukraine risk of losing Odessa and its access to the sea. Potentially for Ukraine, it would become a failed state with all the resources, the critical resources to be in Russia, and then being a landlocked country, meaning you are landlocked countries, opportunities, it becomes difficult to trade with other countries. Ukraine will never regain access to Russia cheap energy. You made Russia your enemy. You had the advantage to have cheap energy through Russia. Now you will have to import that energy at a very high cost, meaning that this is going to further crippling your industrial base. And now this is the cherry on the top. Trump is demanding $500 billion in rare earth mineral as a compensation. So let me use a Ukrainian small line expression. This is Slava STUPIDITY, glory to the stupidity. So this is Zelensky, this is the collective West, this is the EU, this is the globalist elites that completely failed and destroyed the country because they never ever cared about Ukraine. It was all about hitting Russia for the globalist agenda and ultimately have a global control, because the last one will be China, and that's what they want to do. It's about destruction.